Hello everyone, this is Des from Des Does Gaming, and welcome to a new video series for your viewing pleasure. Today we're looking at City Skylines, brand new game out by Paradox Interactive, and it is a city builder. It follows in the footsteps kind of similarly to some of the previous city builders, SimCity, Cities in Motion. Actually, this is the same developer that did produce Cities in Motion. So they're building on everything that they've done so far. They're building on some of the games that were put out previously by other developers as well, and have created what most are agreeing is a very well balanced and very well done city building game. So if this is something that you might enjoy, you want to pick up. And cue the music. Alright, we're going to get started here. New game, and we're going to choose two rivers. I like this map because it has a lot more room to build in. 78% of the room is suitable for building. Plenty of resources, oil and ore, farming, forestry, and then access to the water, of course. So we'll go ahead and get started here and give it a look. Alright, here we have the Two Rivers map. You'll see you have a lot of land to build off on the right side, and then access to the river over here on the left. It makes it a little bit challenging because you have to run your water from here to at least to this area, because you have to connect up to this one highway access point up here in the northeast corner. Alright, build roads. Yeah, we're certainly going to build some roads. So the game itself looks like it's going to be pretty small. If you've done any research into it, you've seen other videos, you'll know that this is not the only plot of land that you get to build on. If I've heard correctly, I believe you get to choose up to 9 additional squares this size. And once you start playing more and more, options to purchase adjoining squares will open up. And so you can actually build some pretty magnificent and monstrous cities using this game. Alright, so we're going to get started and just do a real brief look at the game and start off our introductory city. We'll build on it, of course, over the course of this series, but for now, let's just get started. One of the things to note initially, I know that when I've looked at the forums, like on Reddit, for example, I've seen several questions of people asking about the traffic flow connecting up and allowing access to your city. If you look on the left here, this traffic pattern, the arrows indicate that everything moves south, and over on this side, everything moves north. So you're kind of stuck with an issue because the only road option you have in the beginning is a 2-lane road. So only 2 lanes and traffic going in opposing ways, opposing directions. So what you need to do to start off is lay down just a small section of road here. And once you do that, you'll open up more building options throughout the menu down here. We don't really want to use gravel for this type of city that we're going for, but that is an option for you. So we're going to use this 2-lane one-way road to connect up to the highway entrance. Now let's go ahead and bulldoze this section of road that we built. We lost about 50 bucks doing that, but it's okay. Yes, I know an outside connection is needed. Alright, so we're going to just connect up to the highway using one-way streets. So to start off, we're just going to extend these down. Let's see, about there should be sufficient, I would think. When starting off, especially on this map, you don't want to go too big too quickly. You'll find that you quickly run out of money. That's something I've had happen on a couple of my practice runs. You'll notice when I created these 2 sections of road, I went with the traffic flow. Yeah, whenever I was coming south, I actually drugged the road south, and when I went north, I drugged the road north. That controls the flow of traffic. So please bear that in mind when you're working with this style of road. Alright, so my game plan here is, of course, to build toward the river. I need access to this river for water and sewage, and I'll put my industrial back here in this back section. The middle section here that you actually already see zoned off is going to likely be commercial. So we're going to go ahead and start building this. Let's add in some additional roads. Let's close this out. Now, since I already have the one-way roads coming out, I'm going to join up to my local roads with using the standard 2-lane road. So let's see how we want to do this. Alright, what I think I want to do here, let's wait till after this intersection here, We'll drop a section of road right down the side here. I don't want to go too big, because like I said, it is very easy to run out of money. Alright, that should be good for now. I don't want to get too overzealous and run myself into a corner. Now, I wanted my commercial to be the zones connecting, so I tell you what, let's go ahead and drop one more section of road right through here. That'll just block off a few blocks of zones to use for commercial building. Alright, and what I want to go ahead and do is connect up these two highways here on either end. That'll just give our traffic directions to go, it'll give them places to turn around if they need to, and so forth. Alright, now I'm going to start working on the industrial park section. Let's go ahead and zone these off now. So, for the zoning tools, very intuitive. I love the zoning tools in this game, and here's why. Okay, so you have your standard low-density residential, low-density commercial, and industrial zoning for the three different types you're going to be building when you first start off. More will unlock later. You can dezone, you can zone as office, high-density commercial and residential, and so forth. Let's go ahead and pause the game, by the way. I hadn't done that yet. Alright, so here are the tools I was referring to. You have a fill tool, in which you can actually just literally fill in an area. So, like, these are going to be my residentials, so just fill in that entire area and it'll now develop as residential. You have the marquee tool, and this is one that I find myself using most often. If you click on individual cells, you can actually go ahead and zone those as residential, or you can click and drag and take an entire section to whatever you're trying to zone it as. Last but not least, you have a small and large brush that you can paint your zoning methods in. I think I've actually said I wanted to do these as commercial, so let's undo these. I'm right-clicking here. We're going to make these commercial up here. Okay, so with these painting tools, you simply left-click and drag it where you want it to go. See, all those are now going to zone as commercial. So very cool tool set. I really like them. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish off these and get everything marked the way that I want it. And we'll be back in a second. Okay, so there are my three zones: residential, commercial, and industrial. Assuming that this game follows the traditional formula we've seen in previous games, whereas you need roughly twice as many residential as you do commercial and industrial, that's the kind of methodology I'm going to be following as I build this. Now, down here you do have your RCI graph, residential, commercial, and industrial. This will show you the demand. I keep moving the screen down. It'll show you the demand for each individual zone type as you progress through the game. We're just starting off now, so of course residential is the highest, but those are there to keep an eye on to know what to build. Okay, so how much money do we have left? $52,000. Okay, so we need to do a couple of things now. We need to go ahead and build our water and sewage plants down here on the river. And one thing to note when you're doing this: the water takes fresh water. The water pumping station takes fresh water into your homes and businesses. The sewage drain pipe is exactly what it sounds like. It takes all the biological waste, all the nasty stuff, and dumps it in the river. Now here's where it gets tricky. Whenever you are placing your water pumping station, make sure that you are upstream from your sewer drain. So you can see in the river there the arrows showing which direction the river is heading. And in this case, it's all heading in the direction that I'm facing right now. So we're going to put our pump station right here on this side of it and grab our water drain pipe and throw it downstream. It doesn't, I guess it could be not too far away from it, but you don't want it to interfere with the freshwater intake. Alright, so what we need to do now is connect up all of our section of town here with the freshwater and the sewer. We do that using the pipes. Now, one thing to note whenever you use the pipes, it took me a minute to figure this out. Was running slow, I guess. If you notice the blue area, the blue shaded area around the pipes, that is the area that is getting coverage once you complete your selection. It is not just the green pipes in the middle, but the blue shaded area all the way around. So now half my city already has access to water. What I'm going to do is go ahead and finish this up and take out pipe sections slightly overlapping, but hopefully not too much waste, and finish up the rest of this coverage. Okay, there you have it. You see everything is covered by the blue shaded area, indicating that they have adequate water and sewage drains. So the last thing we need to do for this piece is connect up our pipe to our sewer. So now the water section is done for what we're doing here. Now, before we get our city turned on, the last thing we need to do is find some form of power. Now you have two options when you start off. You have either wind turbines, which produce 0 to 8 megawatts of power, or you have your coal power plant, which produces 40. So the difference between the two is clean or dirty energy. Now obviously, just starting off, it is much easier in my experience, my limited experience, to just drop a coal power plant in here. It provides a lot of quick power. Its output is negligible to the wind turbine, and it lets you just get the job done with one shot. Okay, so if you think back to previous sim building games, city building games, like SimCity 1, in that game you had to connect up power lines to each and every residential zone. That's not the case anymore. If the residential, commercial, and industrial zones are touching, then the power overlaps itself. So in this case, we should see the power being fully adequate just from the coal station touching these zones as it starts off. If anything is needed, we can drop some lines in here momentarily, but I think we're about ready to turn our city on. Alright, here comes our first homes being built. I love the tilt shift that this game uses. I think you'll find once I get a little bit built here, the graphics in this game, even though they're a little bit simplistic, they are absolutely gorgeous. The color palettes they use are bright and vivid. Everything is nice and crisp. They don't use overly complex models, but they do have enough complexity within them to get the job done efficiently. Okay, I just realized one thing I forgot to do was run power down to my pump station, so nobody's going to have water yet. Let's go ahead and pause it here and drop in our power lines. It's quite the eyesore, to be honest, but it's the price you pay to get power, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead and get this started again and make sure everything's going to be functioning as expected. Alright, you see these power lines all turning blue. That means that they are connected and soon to be active. Looks like all of our homes now have power. And our water pump station and sewer drain-offs have water as well. Alright, so power successful. Alright, we're getting our first residents move in. 105, 108 people already. The town's going to start growing bit by bit. And we'll see what happens. Alright, we're at 227 people so far. We're seeing some growth. No major problems to speak of quite yet. Pretty soon we should hit our first couple of milestones. Alright, we've reached our first milestone. We have become a little hamlet. Well, hope nothing smells rotten in Denmark. Alright, we've reached a population of 422 people, and looks like it's still going strong. Alright, check out these nice little houses. See, like I told you before, see how colorful everything is, how vivid everything just pops off the map. I feel like I'm watching that movie Time Machine. Did you guys see that? Everything's moving in fast pace, building up and tearing down right in front of your eyes. Here's our industrial zone taken off. Some nice factories moving in. Not much in terms of commerce yet. Looks like we have a Sally's. Okay, there's a Sally's there. As you can see, you can click on the various buildings and homes that you have here. You can see information about the occupants of that home or business and see what their needs are. Okay, we have basically doubled in size. Oh, and we've reached our next milestone, Worthy Village, reaching a population of 850 people. You can see down here it also shows all the unlocks for each new milestone that you reach. So now we can do districts and policies and loans, police departments, unique buildings, all types of new items that can be added in. Up here at the top is our little icon called Chirper. This is kind of a social media network, so to speak, to kind of give you the pulse of your residents. So you can see some of the things they're asking for. You can see some of the comments about, like for example, why are there no garbage trucks? Why isn't anyone picking up our trash? So that's one of the things we can definitely address soon. The little town is taking off. New businesses are coming in. Jobs are being filled in the industry. Homes are being filled by new residents. It's just a fantastic time to be in this town. What do they call it? Spring Valley. Alright, so I think I'm going to end this video here. This is going to be a long-going series, I have a feeling, because there is a lot of land to cover, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to build. I'm really excited. When I first learned about this game, I just knew it sounded like it was going to be something special, and so far everything that it's shown me has proven that that is definitely the case. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see here, please be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to be doing a long extended series on this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, and I think it's going to make a great series. If you have any comments or questions, please post them below and I'll get to you as quickly as I can. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Later.